Astral said, as much as having guests is cool, I want him to go so I can smoke. Loudly crying face, loudly crying face. Astral said, let me check again.
Hi everyone, my mic is shit, but we here and wait, let me get the thing up. It's being silly. We are playing a game like last time, the Groom of Gallagher Mansion. So far we have met the groom, Eliza, and wait, little recap. Recap. I'm not good at these things, but recap. So we're part of a club at this high school called OHSCIS. And our bestie / our dorm room bestie, I guess, Tyler, has convinced us to go on this mission to visit this haunted house, the Gallagher family mansion, because the club we're in is going to lose funding from the school, so here we are. That's a very bad recap, but let's get started.
And what other perfect petals may we pick for this bouquet? There are many accoutrements to select from. I trust you to choose well.
Let me see. My hand gravitates towards a bunch of simple white flowers to go with the live flowers, while I ignore Tyler's childish whining over the earpiece.
Ah, white poppies. They live in the realm of dreams, and kindness, and consolation.
More white roses. Something simple and basic.
Flowers of purity, reverence, secrecy.
My instincts lead me to a handful of tiny little purple pinpoints of petals for an accent, I suppose.
The stone crops are tranquil, serene. A cure for a broken heart.
One second. do, 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 do. Okay, I'm back now. We shall continue. Good choices so far. A fringe tink. I just put my glasses on to read, but now I can't read. It's chaos. A frown tinges Eliza's lips.
Yes.
You sound unsure. Not just unsure, but almost on the verge of a panic attack? Though that probably isn't a good thing to say to him.
They're very familiar choices to me. And perhaps familiar to you. What bouquet did you carry to the altar before?
He looks at me sternly, brows frowned in caution. In concern,
Crap! Didn't think he'd actually ask that. Make something up!
Truthfully, I can barely recall. They weren't picked by me. I can only remember a haze of blue and pink through the tears.
I'm so sorry. Perhaps that was too much for you at this moment. But I do think you are being hasty. The flowers are lovely together, but the lyre flowers are so dominant. A little too passionate.
Let me choose one more as a proper compliment.
Please do, and take your time. Nothing will hurt you here. I will make sure of that.
Damn.
Sure you will.
I look at the flowers as slowly as I can, hoping that I can find one that Eliza wouldn't freak out over. God, who thought picking flowers would be so stressful? I'm honestly just choosing what looks aesthetically pleasing. Perhaps something with heavy contrast. Here's something. Deep blue and sharp. I think this will have to do. This flower, if you don't mind.
Hey, what's going on?
Uh-oh. Maybe not, dear.
I'm getting static again. The hell?
You can say no.
Violet.
Hey, status report. You're cutting out again.
Something crashes the ground and shatters like a meteor. striking the mansion, and a spotlight shines on my regretful face. Oh god, it is and the sun is out. The sharp rays of light beam through the garden house. Great. Wow. Learn how to speak. Through the greenhouse glass, and all I can see is haze. Something is very wrong. Movement, shadows. Outside a window. Dare I to look? I have to look. An archway, gazebo. Bacon, the blazing sun. A lush garden with the promise of life. Sickling sweet scents hang on in the air. She brushes past me like I'm not there. Who is she? Who is she? Elias knows. Elias must know. Violet. She walks between the shadows cast by the trees, through the arch upon the gazebo. And still, she's here beside me. Even so far away, she's still here. The wind catches her sun hat, and while the sun hits a single point on her bosom, reflecting right into her eye. I don't think that is the word, but either way, it's funny. Reflecting right into her eye. Violet's gown, Violet's trail, they stretched into a past that refuses to be forgotten. I look for Elias, wonder why I cannot see him, and call his name to the sea of green shrubbery. The garden cannot be asked to care. Violet turns her head towards the interpreter. I see. Oh, that's goofy. Elias crumbles towards the ground. Without thinking, I try to catch him in my arms, to keep him from collapsing. Well, as much as one can keep a ghost from collapsing, at least. I didn't know I could catch you like that. Nothing remains beside myself. Elias in the greenhouse. The day is gone, the garden outside is gone. Violet too is gone.
Hey! Are you there?
Tyler's worry voice buzzes in my ear.
Everything went static for a minute.
Elias, I didn't mean to do anything that would hurt you.
No, you didn't. I left the flowers there after all. You chose fairly, and you made a beautiful bouquet. I apologize for worrying you.
Elias, go down. Elias, go lay down, please. I'll read you the bouquet.
I assure you that won't be necessary, but thank you. I should clean this up.
We'll clean up together. We work in a tense silence to tidy the greenhouse. I'm worried about Elias though. I wonder what sort of exhaustion ghosts can feel. Dot 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 dot. Dot dot dot.
My gratitude to you. I'm afraid I must take a moment to gather my wits before I look for my grandmother's recipes.
Do you want me to accompany you?
I'm flattered, but a bit of privacy would be appreciated.
I understand. May I look around the manor while I wait? Elias stares past me, not answering for a moment.
You may. so long as you stay on the ground floor. And please, excuse the state of disarray the rooms may be in.
He bows, and I return the gesture. Not long after, he phases through a wall, leaving me alone in the greenhouse.
Okay, you alone? Who was that woman?
You heard something?
I heard someone whispering through all the static. A woman, I think. Didn't sound like anyone I recognize.
I think Violet Dupont? Dupont?
Is her spirit there too?
It was like a vision, I think. I don't know, just let me catch my breath.
Yeah, take your time.
Ow, I hit the mic. My apologies. My steps feel heavy as I return to the hallway. I wasn't expecting full arrangements to be that intense.
Hey, are you doing alright now?
I'll live.
Might be time to see what you can get up to before your rendezvous with Elias.
I nod my head as if Tyler can somehow see me through the earpiece. I'm back to where it all began. The dust isn't so thick now, and while it doesn't look all too fabulous compared to the rest of the place, it looks a little less uninviting. Hey, you remember that painting I mentioned before in the foyer?
On the second floor. Yep. What about it?
I think I can make out a few of the details better now. Maybe even get a picture of it. I test my feet on the first step and angle my camera up to snap a photo of the frame. When the deed is done, I text it to Tyler. Here you go. If I had to hazard a guess, then this style of painting would be impersonism. It was all the rage in the late 90th centuries. Not 90s. Megadus. It was all the rage in the late 19th century, so I'd fit the time. It'd fit the timeline. Know anything about the subject?
It's probably a portrait of one of the Gallagher ladies. What better way to flaunt wealth and status than by paying someone to preserve your likeness with expensive materials?
I zoom in on the picture I took and study the details. I assume Tyler's doing the same. These earrings, necklace, and the size of that ring too. Damn, that's too rich for my blood.
Probably the precious family jewels Elias was telling you about.
Tyler snickers. I roll my eyes with a groan.
Anyways, I'll look into this and see if I can get an exact match for who it might be. Keep hunting around?
Roger that. I pick one of the many doors in the foyer and swing it open, wenching a little at how badly it needs to be oiled. Huh. Elias wasn't kidding when he said some of these rooms were in disarray. This definitely doesn't look as nice as the study. I think this is a living room or a lounge. There's couches at least. The patterns have worn off them and the material is torn open in a few places. I run my hand over the back of the glove seat.
Anything interesting there?
Aside from the couches, there's a rocking chair, a mounted deer head, a painting of a building, and a grandfather clock, and a bookshelf. Elias hasn't worked his magic here, so it's decrepit. I'll investigate everything else before I take a look at the books. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that anyways. Inspect the deer head, inspect the clock, inspect the painting, or deer head. I walk over to the mounted deer head and peer into its soulless, long dead eyes. Taxidermy always freaked me out as a kid. That never changed as I got old. The Gallagher men liked to hunt for sport, didn't they?
All of them but Elias.
From my interaction with him, he probably couldn't even hurt a fly. Didn't really see the point of killing animals for fun. Like, at least eat the bison, you know. I'm actually surprised I didn't see any rifles mounted on the walls for decoration.
How big are the antlers on that deer anyway?
Really small, nothing to write home about.
Did you know that in the winter, deer, moose, and other mammals who grow antlers will just shake them clean off? Maybe they shot that deer in the spring when it was regrowing them.
Huh. Thanks for the fun trivia. Spectacle. I peered at the face of the grandfather clock, frowning when I noticed that the hands are missing. I know analog clocks are a thing of the past, but I really like the aesthetic of a ticking clock. There's just something about them that's so cool.
You think so? I feel like they're too inaccurate. If a gear stops turning or the battery dies out, then you have to manually set it again. Digital clocks hook up to the internet so they don't have that problem.
Tyler, you're missing the point. It's about the aesthetics. Tyler let out a loud grumble instead of bothering to argue with me. Another impersonist painting. This time of buildings facade. It doesn't seem to be the manner though, so I wonder if this painting has any significance. Do you know if there's any secret passages in this mansion?
I wouldn't doubt it since the Gallaghers had this place built just for them, but I wouldn't know where they are. They're secret for a reason.
Geez, thanks. I try to lift up the painting just enough to see if there's any hidden behind it. There isn't. Hey Tyler, I've looked at everything else aside from the shelf. So I'm gonna check out the books. Any ideas where to start?
Tell me what you're looking at.
I scan the spines of titles. There's I know the word. Encyclopedia series. Dictionary. A thesaurus. A Bible. Bible hymns. An assortment of Shakespearean plays. I pull out the old tome of Romeo and Juliet and flip through the yellowed page. Or at least try to. Corners of the page disintegrated my fingers.
Bingo! I finally got a match on that painting from earlier.
Oh yeah? Who is it? I slide the book in my hand back onto the wall. Onto the shelf. Before hazarding a seat on one of the couches. Moments later, Tyler texted me on an old black and white photo.
Check it out. That's Mama Gallagher herself. Mildred loved to host tea parties and dances at the manor. Always made a grand show of the family bling while she was at it.
Damn. I don't blame her. She's very beautiful.
She was the envy of the land until that Gallagher curse killed her. Anyways, that's one mystery solved. Think there's anything else in here?
I stand up and check the shelf again. Oh, there's a child's picture book here about clowns.
Don't open that!
Okay, nerd. Well, nothing else really calls out to me, so I'm going to go to the next room over. I pause momentarily. Over?
Roger that.
I slip back into the foyer and stare down the other doors. A map of this place would really help right now. Well, here we go. I push past another door at random and peek my head inside before walking in. It's modestly sized room. It's a modestly sized room. The wooden table surrounded by chairs, along with a small chandelier on the ceiling. I think this is the dining room. Seems suited for eating meals here with a large family or guests at least. It's in much better condition than the living room.
What else is in there?
Fireplace, table, chairs, lamps, and a fancy looking cabinet. More books in there, looks like.
Take a look around and tell me if there's anything interesting before you indulge in literature again.
Hello, people. Wow, that was so bad. But yes, hello and welcome to everyone joining me here. And hope you enjoy, I'm not good at things, but I try. Yeah. Roger that. Inspect the fireplace, the table, floor lamps. I'm just gonna do this in order because I'm just built different. I head over to the fireplace and start knocking on the walls. I hope there's a secret passage here. No matter where I knock, I don't find any sections that feel or sound different.
No dice.
No dice.
Keep at it, bud. Your dream will come true one day.
Thank you. This is such a nice table. It's an eloquent wood finish and everything.
Can you stick to the mission, please?
Hey, I'm doing a lot of walking here. Let me sit down for a moment. Tyler huffs in my ear when I plop down on one of those chairs. One of the chairs. My apologies. Which happened to be surprisingly crusty. Crusty? You never really answered my question from before.
Which one?
About the hypothetical ghost clown servant.
No, we are not talking about clowns!
What if a ghost clan man made your blueberry pancakes in a bet to gain your friendship and trust?
I don't even like blueberries, and waffles are superior in every way. They can hold syrup, melted butter, or whatever you top them with, so you lose less to your plate.
But Tyler, I keep telling you that you need to lay your face down in a fresh stack of fluffy pancakes at least once in your life. It's like being hugged by a litter of puppies.
I am not putting food on my face, or my face into food. No, end of conversation. Get back to the mission.
I clicked my tongue in annoyance and he clicked back. I could use more light in here, but these lamps are probably dead, aren't they? Yeah. They are just as dead as Elias. I wonder if collectors would go wild over these antique light bulbs.
Of all the things in this mansion, you're thinking of stealing the light bulbs?
What? You want me to walk out of here with the table?
Yeah, fair enough.
I hold one of the lamps in my hand and try to twist the knob off, but it doesn't budge. Scratch that. I'm not gonna bother.
Hey, want to know another fun fact? Thomas Edison didn't actually invent the light bulb. He bought the patent from two dudes named Henry Woodward and Matthew Evan. Edison was able to claim fame thanks to the fact that he had enough capital to finance improvements to the design.
Interesting. So, the moral of the story is that the rich get richer and the poor stay starving.
My point was that popular history gets written by the winners, but that works too.
Finish looking. Nothing else to look at but the cabinet now.
Let me know what you find.
I kneel down by the floor and inspect the books on the bottom. These seem to be the cookbooks from various European cuisines. Irish, Polish, Dutch, and so forth. No dessert cookbooks here, but maybe they're behind the glass.
Right, Elias wanted to bake a cake for you. Would he even be able to eat it?
That's a good question. He did have a tea set in the study, so maybe it's like food offerings for the departed.
Can you say that again? I think the line's coming out again.
I said there's static in the earpiece and I'm suddenly overcome with dizziness. I groan. Ugh. While trying to get back upright, grabbing the back of a chair for balance. Oh god, I struggled reading that. Suddenly my vision darkens and the room spins. My feet cannot touch the ground. I'm falling and falling down into a yawning abyss. I open my eyes. Behind me, the chandelier starts swinging and the fireplace roars to life, and yet I'm freezing. Like there's ice slushing. Like there's ice slushing through my veins again. It's horrible, and I'm scared. And this is definitely the same dining room, but everything feels wrong. I grip, correction, the chair harder and lift my head. This was a mistake. Encased in the glass of the cabinet is the figure of a woman. Holy shit! That actually kind of scared me. She's so far away, but she's coming closer and closer and closer, with the knife in her hand and the Cheshire Cat grin painted across her lips. Dripping with bloodlust, her needle-like gaze makes a pinboard for me. I can't breathe. I have to get out of here. How can I escape? In active defense, I spin in the opposite direction, try to make a break for it. But my feet cemented in place.
Hey, can you hear me? Answer if you can hear me!
Get away from me! I don't know why I said it like that. My knees give in and I collapse back into the chair.
Are you okay?
Not physically.
Static took over the line again, and I
But
heard
it's
something
soon.
garbled from your end. Some kind of whispering or chanting? Was that you?
No, that wasn't me. I swallowed deep gasps of air, trying to regain my breath as Tyler's voice rings in my ear.
Hey, what did you see?
I think it was Violet again.
I'm starting to think there are some other spirits in this mansion besides Elias. Why else would there be interference when he's not even in the room?
Goodness, are you quite alright?
I look up the sound of Elias's voice.
Why do you look so pale?
Oh, my sweet Elias, am I going to tell him that I had a vision of someone? Probably the woman he was supposed to marry? Charging at me with a knife? It simply feels as though 1,000 years have passed since I last saw you, my love. I began to feel a little bit lonely. Tyler groans on the other side while I fake a pacifying grin.
It's been like, what? 20 minutes tops?
Forgive me for leaving you to your own devices for so long, dearest. I am here now.
I'm gonna turn down the music a little. I hope it's better. My gratitude, Elias. Surely my pain is nothing compared to your own.
Worry not, my love. For my years in the flesh prepared me for such an existence. I am not forgotten.
It could be my imagination, but I see a flicker of pain in his eyes for a moment, as if he's trying to convince himself of that last bit.
Why, even before you came to me, there would be the occasional visitor to my manor. None quite so welcome, mind you. Most were in a stupefied, intoxicated state.
Drunk people.
Good entertainment, but not the company I'd choose to spend the rest of my waking moments with. Unlike you, my love.
Man, this guy is just... Ugh.
I'm trying my hardest not to roll my eyes at Tyler's unnecessary commentary. Let us not linger on such irrelevant matters, then. Shall we resume our preparations for the ceremony?
Why, yes, a splendid idea.
Elias moves towards the glass cabinets with a bounce in his float. In his float? Swinging the doors open, he starts humming.
Our wedding shall be oh so fine. The layer cake most of all, unforgettable. Nana's baking divine, and when paired with white wine, to not taste it would be quite regrettable.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, though I do miss her cream pies as well. Shame those aren't quite appropriate for a wedding.
Oh my god! Did he just say cream pie?
That's what I was thinking. Get your head out of the gutter or I'll make you cry.
She wrote the recipe in a manner such that you could make it in any sort of flavor, so long as you had the proper ingredients. Say, what flavor shall our cake be, my dear?
Oh, there's so many options to choose from, aren't there? I simply cannot decide. What do you suggest, dearest? Elias thumbs through the spines of the cookbooks with a little more focus.
I was quite partial to Earl Grey myself, but vanilla is always agreeable no matter the party. Though perhaps a delicate lemon with hints of lavender.
Is something the matter, Elias?
I must have misplaced grandmother's dessert recipes. I can't find them.
Elias lowers his hands from the cabinet and sighs. Crestfallen.
Where did I leave them? I know I have seen it within the past decade at least.
Hey, here's our chance to look for more clues somewhere else.
Tyler makes a good point. Perhaps I can assist you in your search. With 2 sets of eyes, and sure we'll find your grandmother's recipes in no time.
I am loath to ask my betrothed to make up for my mistakes, but yes, I would appreciate your help.
Do you have any inkling of an idea where you might have left them?
Unfortunately not. I do know that it must be in the manor, however. None of my possessions have left the grounds. I will investigate the common room. Take care where you may search, and be cautious of the second floor. I have done my best to stabilize the structure, but it does take quite some energy.
Understood, my love. May we find your grandmother's recipe soon?
Is he finally gone?
Oh, shite. No, go back. Understood, my love. May we find your grandmother's recipe soon. Elias bows before he takes his leave through the door, and I release a breath I didn't realize I was holding.
Is he finally gone?
Looks like I can try looking around on the second floor now. But where should we start?
Well, you never got to hunt around the study since Elias was hanging out in there. But I wonder if you can find his bedroom.
Tyler pauses, and when he speaks again, I can hear his voice waver.
We also have no idea what caused that vision you saw earlier.
I should return to the study, search for Eliza's bedroom, or stay here in the dining room. Where I saw that vision can only be in one place at a time. Decisions. anyone have a choice they want? Or I'll just pick myself. Ding, 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 ding. Here we go, eeny meeny miny moe. And go. Tend to study. I want to revisit the study. We might find something out about the Gallagher family business, or the curse that killed them all.
Not a bad plan. Archibald Gallagher made his office in that study, so he talked business deals there.
Interesting. I exit the dining room and head towards the study, back to where I first found Eliza's after waking up. Do you have any theories about the curse, by the way, Tyler?
I know about as much as you do. Perhaps one of those shuttered small businesses cast black magic on the family in retaliation for Archibald using them as a stepping stone on his way to the top. Mr. Archibald Gallagher was known to be a rather stern and ruthless businessman.
Well, I guess we'll see if we can find any evidence of that in the ledgers. Back in the study, the gentle aroma of chamomile tea permits the room. Everything looks to be the same as the first time I was in here. It looks like it's business as usual.
What does that mean?
The tea set that Liza out is still here, and there's way too many books to look through. Not sure where to start.
Unless he took a nap, he'd have to have been doing something.
I scanned the room once more, spotting a few new books on the desk. Maybe Elias was looking at these. I'll start at the desk. There's some volumes here I didn't catch before.
Sounds good.
Static cuts Tyler off again. A rush of Disney's knocks me into the chair. Not again! A hushed, harassed voices emit in the darkness. Heavy feet stomp on plush rugs. Tension and anger loom in the air. Louder, louder. They're yelling. They're shouting. Which way is up? Which way is down? Don't know if I'm standing or floating or sitting or lying. Can't feel anything. I'm suffocating. My lungs are bursting. I want to cry. A tiny ray of light blinds me. I rush towards it in hope of it granting me solace, cupping my hands around it so it doesn't escape. Inside the light is a little motion picture. Two figures in the study, one taller and one older in a chair. The other much more youthful, leaning on a cane held in his right hand. The figure is falsely familiar, yet I barely recognize him. His skin is translucent and blue. It's Elias. It's so
Blast
cute.
it all. Your sister died earlier this spring, and already we have to make arrangements for the next funeral.
Father, if you would let me speak just once.
What is it, Elias? I don't have time for idle chatter from a child like you.
Elias taps his cane on the carpet several times and barely restrained to protest through the man named Archibald Gallagher doesn't notice.
I am not a child anymore. I am already of age, and I'd like to make a single request of you. It will not be too much trouble to you, Father.
And what would that be?
My mirror has been in need of repair for the longest time. If you could have someone restore it.
What mirror?
Grandmother's mirror. The one that used to be in the attic. It shattered. But I still have all the pieces.
Archibald turns towards his son in disgust.
You still have that trash in your room. And you dare ask me to repair it after you broke it?
Elias's knuckles turn white on his left fist, while he's trying to keep as much of a neutral face as he can.
It wasn't me, it was...
I have no time for your childish sentimentality, Elias. That mirror is worth nothing, and I have much more pressing matters to attend to. Leave now, or I'll have one of the servants remove you!
Father, I can walk on my own 2 feet just fine.
If Archibald heard Elias, he certainly didn't care to react. Elias grips his cane tightly before turning towards the door, and in the process, our eyes meet. My breath hitches in my throat before I can muster the willpower to do anything else. It's just like that, the scene disappears with a blink.
Copy! Hey! Do you copy?
Tyler! My vision adjusts and suddenly I'm back in the study. I walked into a cold sweat clings to my skin.
Another vision?
Yeah. Still not too used to those. These things are way worse than that one time Tyler and I tried experimenting with weed and got a bad batch.
Give me a status report.
I steadied my breath and gripped the arms of the chair as I sunk down. I landed in the chair at least, and this time I saw Archibald Gallagher. He was arranging the family funeral while Elias wanted him to fix a mirror.
A mirror?
It said it belonged to his grandmother.
I'll see what I can find out about it. Was there anything else?
One of the other things I saw was that Elias was using a cane, and his dad said something about having servants remove him, like he was an object.
What the actual fuck?
I don't know. Archibald sounded as if Elias couldn't leave the study on his own, like he had zero autonomy. And of course Elias was really upset. Fuck, I'm upset about it.
Take your time to catch your breath. Let me know when you're ready.
I closed my eyes and taken another deep breath. These flashbacks and memories or whatever are extremely tiring, but assuming they're all from Elias's life. I shudder a little. Cannot believe he had to go through that. I almost want to cry for him, but I don't know if I have enough time to do that right now. I need to focus. I bring the chair up to the desk and immediately start rifling through the books. There's a series of large notebooks filled with sheets upon sheets of information, aged yellow from the passage of time. I think I found the old Gallagher business ledgers. Journals detailing where all the assets are, as well. I flip through more pages, more books. There's bank names, but no clue as to where the jewels might be.
So close, yet so far.
I reach the end of the final notebook and stare stunned at the last leaf. Unlike the other pages written in neat black ink, a red scroll screamed at me. The hell?
What's wrong?
The last pages of the ledger said, "Those without fortune cling to what they can." It's written red ink like someone was desperate.
Wow, that's ominous and not helpful at all. What does it even mean?
Elias is probably the only one who knows. I sift through the lodges once more after a sigh. I put the books away.
Nothing else?
Only hastily scribbled locations. I think I better get back. I quickly put everything away where I found it and then stand up from the desk. After scanning the study one last time, I head out back into the hallway. Just as I'm a few paces from the study, I see Elias turn the corner with a giant grin on his face.
Good news, my dear. I have recovered the recipes. No need to fret any longer.
I jump as he floats closer, quickly trying to regain my composure. Elias, completely oblivious to my panic, continues giving me a reassuring smile.
It's all right, my dear. Now then, have you decided on a flavor?
Choose Funfetti! Choose Funfetti!
Ignoring Tyler, I choose. Lemon.
An excellent choice. You have the most wonderful taste, my dear. Please, let me handle the remainder. If you wish to rest, please, I encourage you to do so.
Thank you, Elias. I shall take you up on that offer. Elias bows before floating off to some other part of the mansion, leaving me alone again. Okay, he's gone.
Hey, bud, you sound really exhausted. You should find some place to sit down and rest.
Yeah. Give me a minute, alright? I take a look around the hallway. It really doesn't help that all these doors look the same. Shrugging, I pick a random door and try the knob. But to my surprise, it turns. I guess I'll go in here. I'm not entirely sure what I expected, but it's a bathroom?
Is it at least clean?
Dusty, but not moldy. I guess I can sit on the porcelain throne. I swept my tux to the side and closed the lid before taking a seat.
So how are you feeling? You've been through a lot, and that's the understatement of the century.
I'm physically okay, or mentally exhausted, really. We've got so much evidence to sort through.
Maybe we should go over everything we've learned so far.
I don't know how much time I have, but we might as well try.
Assume you have a little, so talk as fast as you can.
Okay, sir. These visions, those are some horrifying things. I think they are only scary because I'm feeling what Elias has felt. Otherwise, they're just kind of spooky.
Are you afraid you're digging too deep?
What? I mean, I don't think I have a choice, as far as I can tell. It's all about trying not to remind Elias of his past. But we'll never get anything good if we don't.
Okay, maybe take a step back and...
Relax. I'm already here. I've seen the face of death in a sundress, and I think I can save our club. You've known me forever. Trust me, please.
But...
Violet has to be at the cortex of all this, or close to it, if I... Pardon me. I need a drink. If I keep seeing visions of things we couldn't find out in our research, we should be able to put together the big picture. There's so much more to this story than we ever could have thought.
Definitely.
There's what happened just now. That vision I had while looking at Archibald's ledger was really intense. God, I felt so frustrated, and he wasn't even talking to me.
I still haven't found anything online about whatever mirror Elias was talking about. Did he mention how big it was? Like, are we talking a hand mirror or a standing mirror?
I don't think he brought it up. All he said was that it belonged to his grandmother.
Do you think it's a red herring? Though, breaking a mirror is pretty bad luck.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Maybe it's the source of the curse.
And if Elias still had the pieces of that mirror, we can get to the bottom of this whole ordeal.
That would definitely be something we can boast about. Solving a centuries-old curse. I'm just not sure you should tackle that tonight. Honestly, and I mean it this time, I want you to leave this place. There's something very wrong going on. Nothing we read said anything like this would happen.
Tyler, calm down. I know this isn't what we expected, but what we were expecting exactly. Be honest, did you think this would actually pan out? 3 years of failure, and now we're finally here. We've finally got what we wanted. And we've planned so much, fantasized so much about what we do when we finally met a restless spirit. We'd try our best to soothe them, to help them move on, to bring them the happiness they've lost, to finish their unfinished business. Now that we have the opportunity, shouldn't we do what we said we'd do all along? Maybe we can help him move on.
Please, we don't know what kind of tricks he has up his sleeve. I don't want you to fall for anything he might be up to.
I won't, I promise. Am I even sure Elias is up to anything beyond trying to woo me? And will breaking Elias's heart any further really be better than going through all of this? The next thing to do is to pick out some jewelry, and then we're ready to go. The wedding will probably be at dawn, maybe just before. I don't know for sure. Do you want me to? A little beep echoes in my ear.
Bud?
I check my phone, and that beep means exactly what I think it means. My phone battery is almost dead. Crap, my phone is dying.
What?
Out of juice.
You didn't bring a portable charger?
Why would I? Honestly, didn't think I'd be here that long. Didn't have much of a plan.
I'm coming in!
What? Wait, you...
I'm not leaving you alone in there with no contact. I'm responsible for that much. Stall for time. I'll see you soon. Over and out.
The line goes dead. Pounding in my heart intensifies like a symphony reaching across the head. Consendo. And like an arrow bursting from the melody, a voice triumphantly. My goodness, I can't read that. Triumphantly calls out to
My
me.
dear, can you come to the living room?
I have no choice but to oblige. As I step through the corridors, each crack of my footfalls is as thunderous as a waterfall. My phone vibrates one last time. Final warning before embracing its inevitable death. I arrive at the door and enter the living room, where Elias waits. At this point, There's no hiding my stress. I'm not that good of an actor, and Elias would see right through me. Still, I do my best to compose myself and step into the living room. Elias is waiting for me, just as he said he would.
Oh, my dear, you look paler than me!
Yeah, I probably do.
What on earth happened?
I lost contact with someone very important just now. Have you ever been contacted by a spirit medium? There's something like that I've been doing, but that contact has been cut short.
You've been talking with someone else?
I have, for my own safety, when I came to this matter today. Didn't know what to expect.
I thought you expected me.
I hoped for you, Elias, but until I came here, how could I know what was true? Perhaps I'd arrive to an empty estate moments from collapse without anyone to greet me. Just another false rumor about a haunted mansion. Or maybe you wouldn't be as friendly and cautious. Quarters. As all the whispers implied. Maybe you wouldn't be the one lingering in this mansion at all. Or so many other possibilities. How many guests have you met in your lifetime, Elias?
A fair question. Well, I have faint memories of catching specters out of the corner of my eye. Unexplained disturbances and whatnot. But I have not conferred with any ghosts like the two of us have chatted. Certainly not in life.
Exactly. So you understand my mortal caution? Elias pouts. My friend, my medium, was the only one guiding me through this mansion safely.
And
manner.
did you just meet this friend today, or?
I've known him for a long time. He was the one who told me about this manor in the first place. Listen, Elias, I've met zero ghosts until you. But not for a lack of trying. Both myself and Tyler, my friend, have spent the better part of the past 3 years searching for the paranormal. And that's what led me to you. I don't know if I would be here if I hadn't spent the time looking for so long.
Marvelous. My dear, how wonderful it is that you finally found me. Though, would you have sought the hand of any other ghosts you may have met?
A guilty sigh imitates from my lips, fermenting the air. If they were willing to court me, I wouldn't automatically say no. But I imagine, based on what I've read, that none of the ghosts I otherwise might have run into around here would have been interested in such things.
And as for your friend, how exactly has he served as a medium?
Well, this earpiece is my method of communicating directly. I take the piece of plastic out of my ear and hold it out for Elias to observe. But whether he has any knowledge of such modern things or not, I have no clue. But sadly, it stopped working and needs to be charged. I don't think he'll be able to help here either.
So, to contact him again, you'd have to leave?
Actually, he's coming here. Not that the link between us is broken, he's not going to let me out of his sight.
Oh, is that so?
Is Elias blushing? He's not suddenly getting jealous of Tyler, is he?
Well, he's heard about the wedding, yes? Our wedding?
Yes.
Well, I suppose a wedding without guests isn't much of a wedding. Everything is just about in order for the ceremony anyway. And I hope your friend realizes how safe you are with me by now. He can wait outside for a little while we finish our preparations. Shall we go ahead and place the final touches on this affair?
We shall dare. He offers me his hand, and I take it. I have no fucking idea what's about to happen. Can Tyler even get inside? Will he spill the beans about my facade? Will I be able to escape before I marry a ghost? Do I want to escape?
Now then, shall we? It is time to show you my precious family jewels.
Elias and I make our way up the staircase as I softly grasp his ethereal arm. I watch as his free hand grasps the dark mahogany railing. Grips. Correction. The stairs creak a little too loud. Leaning close to Elias, my hold on him tightens.
Do not fret, my dear. These stairs are safe as long as you stay by my side.
I give him an uncertain smile, trying not to remember the state of this decrepit stairs were when I first entered the mansion. They now look elegant, lined with soft, gold trim carpeting.
Careful now.
Elias places his hand atop mine as we walk down the hallway. He wears a faint, complacent smile. Is it tiring? Making the mansion. I pause, not sure how I should phrase the question. Not all of it is exactly hospitable.
You mean making it look like a ghost of its former glory?
He chuckles at his little pun. With a gentle pat of my hand, he sighs.
Admittedly, yes. It's quite tiring. But if it makes you comfortable, then I shall keep doing it. It also brings back many memories.
The smile on his face drifts to wistfulness. For a moment, he looks almost sad. I regret bringing it up. My grip on his arm loosens, and I give him a smile back. I think you've done an excellent job, Elias, with everything.
I appreciate your kind words, my dear.
He leads me to a door that then opens it. Inside is a bedroom similar to the one I woke in, elegant and ornate, if not a bit of burden.
Just a moment, my dear.
Baron. He lets go of my arm, making his way to the van. He lets go of my arm, making his way to the vanity instead of reaching for one of the drawers. He presses his arm against the wall, causing the vanity to lower and reveal a hidden compartment. I know this mansion had at least one secret passage. Elias sifts through the drawers inside the compartment, evidently pulling out an unassuming dark wooden box. He slowly opens it, revealing a ring, necklace, and a pair of earrings.
Ah, here we are then.
My eyes light up with wonder as the jewelry sparkles, even without any light shining on it. The ring is a gold band with a large diamond at the center. Beautiful classic for a reason. Just the sheer size of the diamond alone catches the eye. Meanwhile, the necklace is a string of pearls with a ruby amulet on it, and so very dazzling to gaze upon. It's like looking at the very definition of opulence. It has been an hour, and I'm gonna save here. Oh, I'm stuck. Save it. well, I think that will be the end of this stream for now. And I hope you enjoyed. Don't know if my next stream will be on the same game or I might play a different one. But, you know, I don't know. Anyway, goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed. Yes. Bye bye.